Hi there, wonderful awakening beings and spiritual souls. Jo Rose of JoRose.com, numerologist and energy forecaster, and in this video I'm sharing with you Life Path 3. This is a part of my Life Path series, and to see the full series, check the link below. Within the series is an intro video. Included in the intro video is how to correctly calculate your life path number. So stop this video, check the link above, and then come on back. Whether your life path turns out to be a life path 3 or not, it's always worth checking in with my videos because there's great insights into various aspects of all our lives. It may not be your life path number, life path 3, it could be your parents, partners, children, siblings, family, friends, or work colleagues. But wouldn't it be great, especially understanding the life path 3, because it's the number of inspiration. It's the number about shining bigger, bolder, brighter and better. So let's begin life path 3. This is the path, and understand that the life path is not what we already have, but it's what we've come to grow into and develop in this lifetime. So the life path 3, or those on this journey, are here to learn how to express themselves, whether it be artistically or as actors. It's totally as inspirational beings. You're here with the 2 C's in mind: creativity and communication. What are you expected to do in this lifetime? In this video, I'm going to share with you what you need to develop, what you need to release, and who you need to find as your allies. The life path 3 is the number of self-expression, the joy of living. It's really the inquisitive child number, the Peter Pan of all numbers. And it's about capturing that innocence and that joy that a child would have as they explore new things, whether it be out and about in the open air or inside working with toys or reading or education. Is really about getting inside and finding out how it helps them express themselves more openly and freely. It's the number where you must learn to craft with your imagination. Some things you need to bear in mind is you want to hone in on your focus and avoid being scattered. But we'll come back to that when we look at your allies. Often we'll find somebody on a life path 3 with low self-esteem. And how can you overcome this low self-esteem? Well, firstly, let's look at how perhaps you've got it. Were you born into a family that didn't allow you to speak up and out? Because the 3 really needs to express themselves. And if you've been suppressed and squashed down, you're unable to do that. Low self-esteem could happen when people don't see you as serious and sensible, because let's face it, this is really not a serious and sensible number. And people don't maybe give you enough of their time to really get to know and understand you. And one of your default mechanisms when you feel uncomfortable or out of place like this is to make light of everything. But making light and jolly of everything is not always appropriate, and that is really an avoidance factor of your nature. Building your own self-esteem is you must stop looking externally for gratification and validation. Yes, think of the 3. They're the actor, the dancer, the singer. They're on stage. Yes, more, encore. Take a bow again. It's all about people clapping and cheering you. If you're not on the stage, everyday life doesn't quite work that way. So the best thing that you need to do is really focus on what it is that lights you up and start shining brighter. Look how that affects others, and in return, how you can help others. You're highly communicative, very creative, and you certainly come up with a lot of great ideas. Your challenge is that you seldom carry them through. You need to be the creative person, whether that is, like I say, in the arts and crafts world or an ideas person, and you have the other people around you to follow it through. You're highly sociable, and life and soul of the party, literally no problem taking centre stage. There's a lot of self-doubt that comes up on a life path 3, and you need to start working through it. Your self-doubt, do some time checks with yourself. Where are you succeeding? What are you achieving? And let go of this failure, lack of, poor me mentality that can often pop up. The 3 is about self-expression and words. Look at the words you use. You need to be using words that empower you, that lift you up. Watch for negative words, because words are affirmations, and if you say them long and hard enough and you feel it and believe it, this is how the law of attraction works, and this is what you attract. So if you keep dissing yourself and telling yourself you're not worthy, you're not good enough, then that's exactly what you'll be. So find some things that you are good at and then expand on them. Become creative with this. What do you need to develop? You need to develop an emotional balance. You can either be very up there and out there, and to some people, and sometimes maybe a little bit too much, and other times you can go so low into a state of despair. You need to balance this. So learn to read and understand your environment. And if you think about this as a childlike number, how long does it take a child to really understand the way the adult world works? Well, that's it for you. Just perhaps the adult world seems to be a little bit too serious and a little bit too far away from you. But you need to learn to balance how you speak your words. I've already mentioned that words are affirmation. So if things are going right for you, then be positive. If things aren't going as you want, and there is a dream and a desire that you want, then start not believing that you can't do it, but say statements that like, I'm getting there, I'm working on this, I'm listening. It's a very important part of a word to understand is when we add ing onto the end of the word, it's always in motion, it's always moving. When we talk about emotions, they're always moving. It's a bit like a roller coaster ride. So look at the words that you're using. Don't say I get it, because that stops you. Don't say I can't get it, because you never will. Say, oh, I want to be getting this, I'm getting this, I'm growing from this. I know with my children, and I've got one son that's a life path 3, and they find it very hard to make choices and decisions because everything's so excited, and they don't want to close anything down, that they leave all the options open. But what this does is this doesn't allow them, or any life path 3, to make a decision, and they often come up with the answer I don't know, and I don't know leaves you stuck and trapped. So whether you are 100% sure or not, then it's a nice big helicopter going over above me. Whether you're sure or not, look at the words that are going to take you to where you want to be. You are here to create the happiness vibe. You see the funny side of things, and if you're down, you would go and watch a comedy show, go onto YouTube, find some comedies, make your own comedies. You're probably a bit of a prankster, and what we need to understand is that pranks and humour should never be at the cost of anybody else. So avoid sarcasm. Develop your light. Look at me in the light here in the sun at the moment. Develop your light. The more that you develop your inner light and sparkle and shine, the more you attract people towards you, whether it be through your arts and crafts or any form of communication that you do. It's about being seen, and the best way to be seen, I don't necessarily believe, is to hard hammer and buy a load of marketing, etc., but it's really to be you. And when you are truly authentically you, which is something again that the 3 life pathers need to learn to do, is you will attract like for like. So if you're not playing out you, you're going to attract the energy of who you're playing out. And the 3 is great at mimicking others. That's why they're great actors. So watch what you're mimicking and look at your parents. Yes, are they role models? Look at your family. Are they role models? Look at what you love about them and mimic that part. Do your best not to mimic the parts that don't help you feel wonderful, fulfilled or inspired. Develop your smile. You know what? A smile, it just attracts so many people. You have a natural, charismatic, magnetic personality. The smile is the biggest gift that you can use to attract others around you. Develop being carefree, but not foolhardy. You know, it's great to be carefree, but you have to be sensible. In this world, we do need, unfortunately, to fit in to a certain extent, i.e. we need to have a roof over our head. Well, it's better to have a roof over our head and some money in our pocket so that we can keep warm and clothed and feed ourselves. So be carefree, be optimistic, be all these light energies, but understand that being foolish is not wise at all. You've got entertaining skills, and you'll often find yourself using this entertaining manner to raise other people up. So often you might attract yourself to some negative people because you don't really like negativity, even if you use it yourself. And you know when you use it yourself, you're crying out for help in some format. So use your entertaining, light-hearted skills to raise others out of their slump, their dark place. I'm reading a book at the moment. I'm always reading a book. I'm reading a book at the moment. I think it's Practice Makes Perfect, and it's a book about doctors, and two of the male doctors, they're quite funny and like to do funny things, whether it's dressing up or testing something out or doing these dares. You've got to make sure the dares are good and worthy dares, and not that are going to come at a cost of somebody's well-being, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally or spiritually. So use that to help bring people up. What do you need to release? Release any unnecessary drama. A bit like the 5, the 3 is also overly dramatic. Well, as I said, you deserve an Oscar. You should be out there being an actor, actress, singer, dancer, musician, sculptor, painter, interior designer, decorator, anything that allows you that creative streak. So avoid any unnecessary drama, and we attract drama when our life isn't being fulfilled. So look at what fulfills you so that you're not creating drama. What do I thought I'd say? I've already said release sarcasm. It's the cheapest form of wit, and it often leaves people hurt. You need to release being scattered and develop order. It's a bit of a struggle, but without order, you will be living foolhardy much of the time. If you can't find things, that's because you have no order. You're overly scattered. It might seem boring, but we'll see the allies that bring that in. It might seem boring to have things neatly and in some form of order, but it does help you move forward and not be delayed in whatever it is that you're doing. Be mindful of exaggerating, gossiping, criticizing and complaining. These things will not bring you friends, and people can only help so far. You really need to be the one that helps yourself. In this lifetime, you're going to learn a lot of things that are going to come up against your emotions, because this is the number that really needs to develop their emotions. They really need to develop their sat-nav. Your emotions are your sat-nav. You really need to develop this to know where you're going. It takes a lot of strength when you're up there in the media world because of your celebrity status or your creativity status. And I'm not asking you to be cold, but I'm asking you to work out how you treat others and how you treat yourself. And the key is to love yourself first. You know, my saying is, it's your life, LYFE. Love yourself first every day. Do this and treat everybody else in the same way. Avoid the forbidden. Foolhardiness comes back here is, and I think maybe Adam and the apple, when he takes a bite of the apple when the snake tempts him, is I'm not saying don't take risk and don't go out there, but understand the consequences and take responsibility. Don't look for everybody else to sort out your mess afterwards. So avoid the forbidden, because there will be costs. And one of the hardest challenges the life path 3 is they tend to avoid reality, daily routine, daily chores. Keep on top of these somehow, some way, some shape, some form. Make it creative. I know when my children were younger and I wanted them to clear away the toys, if everything was scattered out, we would create storytelling as we put the toys away. I guess you're not a child and you've not got your toys out, but find some way of creating a way to get order into your home. So who are your allies? Now, our allies are numbers either side of the number, which in your case we're talking about the life path 3. So you need to find allies with a 2 and a 4, or somebody that's already sussed out the life path 3. The 2 and 4 are numbers both highly supported and really care for others. The 3 can be a little bit all about the self, and if there's anyone that's really focused on their image, it's a life path 3, and that's where it looks all well put together or all colourful and out there. They want to create a persona so that they're remembered and recognised. It's about themselves, but find allies. And when I say find allies, you're looking for somebody who's already got their life paths sorted, 2s, 4s or 3s. You're looking for somebody with the expression 2, 4, heart's desire 2, 4, personality 2, 4. If they've got that under control, because when I talk about the expression, the heart's desire, personality, we come in with this. You may well have one of these numbers and it may help you understand your life path a little bit more. However, they're always conflicting, which is why I say find allies as a friend, but be mindful if you take them on as an intimate partner, because you're going to be surrounded with that conflicting energy over and over. Great, it's going to really help you grow and expand, but there will be some form of friction from it. So the 2 is highly supportive. They step back, they're behind the scenes, whereas the 3 is, hey, look at me, I'm on the stage, I'm center stage. They want to create harmony, and they are highly considerate to others. And this is where I say, if you find yourself being very sarcastic, critical, etc., a 2 would not be doing this. The 4 is also highly supportive. They're all about teamwork, so it's never about the self, it's about making everything work. So they want order. They'll help you with your focus. The 4s are very loyal. They would not choose to hurt anybody knowingly, and certainly not with sarcasm. So the 4s are very hurt by the sarcastic behavior. And a 3, I know with my son, he still doesn't get that it's not always funny to everybody, especially when it hurts and it's at the cost of another. The 4s will knuckle down to a task. So the 3s often want to become creative and get out there and do that, and that's great. Get into graphic design, get into marketing, get into advertising, anything that allows your creativity to flow, but work with a team that's going to maybe do the work. If you've got to produce storyboards, you've got to write your manuscript, you've got to write your book or learn your lines, there you go, you need to be focused. The life path 3 is the life path of Peter Pan. It's fun. Some people think it's lucky because they always seem to be so happy and jolly. At the end of the day, all numbers have got luck and maybe unluck or are unlucky. It just means that you've got to work the balance of them. I hope you've enjoyed this video and got a lot from it. If this is your life path, do look out for the 2s and 4s and a strong 3. If it's your partners, now you know a little bit more of how to get on and nurture them to be in the place that they're heading. If you want to know more in depth about your numerology and your expression, heart's desire, personality, maturity, or any of those numbers, then get in touch, because I do readings and consultations, mentorships also. This is a part of the Life Path series, as I mentioned before. I also create monthly forecasts. I've got personal year forecasts. So again, work out what your personal year forecast is and use that energy to help you understand what it is you're here to learn in this lifetime. The Life Path number runs throughout the whole part of your life, but there are other numbers that come and go. So why not learn how to work with them in order to make yours the most wonderful life that you could ever dream of having. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.